This video is all about side hustles and why we think starting a side hustle is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. At Learn Grant Writing, we love working for ourselves and living the entrepreneurial lifestyle, but we know that quitting your full-time job cold turkey isn't always practical or feasible. So what do folks do who do want to either work for themselves or add an income stream, but they aren't in a position to quit their full-time job? Well, enter the side hustle. So let's get into it. First off, starting a side hustle is just a really smart move. Basically, a side hustle is another job that a person will take in addition to their primary job, whether that's full-time or part-time. And if 2020 reminded us of anything, it is just how little control we have over the world all around us. And so knowing how to take care of yourself and operate a business successfully is a critical skill that we think everyone should have. We think everyone should have a side hustle, especially since there are so many side hustles that you can do from home. And here's why. A side hustle can operate as continuing education. A side hustle can help you make more money, and a side hustle will also help you achieve your individual lifestyle goals that will propel you towards, the dream lifestyle that you have in your mind. Moreover, at some point in your life, you may find yourself in a position where you just need something to make ends meet. And a side hustle can kind of act as that fallback for you. So as I said already, there are so many side hustles that you can do from home, because honestly, you really do not need a brick and mortar shop to operate a successful side hustle. And if you can invest in yourself in a worthwhile way, make a little bit of money, and get started for even less amount of money, why wouldn't you start a side hustle? And what you can do as you're, thinking about starting a side hustle is just brainstorm some things that you could do from home. Because we know that every single person has unique skills that they can offer to the world. And I'm looking at you, Cupcake, right? Like, you have wonderful skills. And so think about what some of those skills are. Ask yourself, what am I naturally gifted at? Or even what do I want to learn more about? So chances are that if our grandparents can figure out Snapchat to keep up with the fam, you can find an online course that will teach you that skill that you do want to learn. So take us for example. We teach grant writing online, and we make it super fun for folks who either want to career change, they want to start their own business, work for themselves, or they just want to keep it as a side hustle. And that's just one example. There are hundreds of other online courses with skills that you can learn and turn that into a side hustle. And learning is the best part, right? Because we know that side hustle can operate as sort of continuing education, and this keeps you constantly learning and growing and developing new skills, which is exactly what we're a huge proponent of, and we want that for you as well. Because with your side hustle, not only will you learn more about the field that you're studying, but you'll also learn marketing skills, general business development skills, and those are really critical skills that are super beneficial that you'll be able to take with you wherever you go, whatever path you decide you want your career to look like. And side hustles are great for making money, whether you want that money to be set aside as just fun money, or you're working to pay off some debt, or it's going to be a fallback, or you're building up your emergency savings fund, or perhaps it's just the good, humble beginnings of a career launch. Again, 2020 was a wild and turbulent year for a lot of reasons, and financial stress was definitely a part of that, played a role in that. So knowing how to take care of yourself and or your family is so important, and a side hustle can help make that possible for you. Knowing how to make good money isn't necessarily rocket science, but it does require a certain degree of commitment and dedication to learning. If you start a side hustle, these skills will just sort of naturally develop. You'll naturally find yourself learning them. And the best part is that when you can start a side hustle while you have your steady, stable income and full-time job, that's a really great place to start, because you do have that stability, so you can take a few more risks. And along the way, you will learn business acumen, you'll hone your communication skills, and again, learn more about marketing. And these are transferable skills that will serve you in any role that you find yourself in moving forward. So side hustles can also be very lucrative, and some side hustles more so than others. So we can take, for example, this hand knit baby hat, which is completely adorable. But chances are that my grant writing skills and my grant writing projects are going to bring in a little bit more income than if I were to just be selling hand knit baby hats, right? So that's something to think about if that's what you're after. And actually, did you know that freelance grant writing is one of the highest paying freelance writing jobs available? And it's completely reasonable for a grant writer to make $5,000 a month. And that's on the low, kind of conservative end, because the average grant writer makes $69,000 a year. Being that that is the average, we know that there's grant writers making less than $69,000 a year and grant writers that are making more than $69,000 a year. So really, the sky's the limit. It just depends on, what you're after, what your capacity is, and what you're hoping to accomplish. So we actually have a free train linked below in the description that kind of covers a few basic ranges of salary or rates for grant writers if you're interested in checking that out to see, where could you fall if you decided to pursue grant writing as a side hustle. And in our paid collective, we really focus on turning our students into grant writing unicorns and setting them up for success. Whether success to them looks like starting a business, working for themselves, entering into a new career with a salaried position, or just keeping this as a side hustle. And we teach our students how to earn back the cost of the program through grant writing projects within the first 6 months. After that, it's gravy, it's profit for our students. On our website, we have a bunch of success stories from real live students who have taken, or who are either in the collective or who have taken courses through Learn Grant Writing. And so you can check those out to see what could a side hustle in grant writing create for you, what kind of opportunities would be available for you. We also know that sometimes starting a side hustle isn't so much kind of a fun endeavor, it's more of a necessity sometimes. So in a 2017 article published by Forbes magazine, results from a recent study revealed that more than half of Americans had less than $1,000 in their savings account at a time when the average indebted household owed more than $16,000 on credit cards. So that's pretty bleak, and really what can a person do? How can we combat those numbers and those stats, because they seem really high? Well, some would argue that starting a side hustle is potentially your best investment in that case. If you're thoughtful, strategic, and realistic enough, anyone can make a side hustle profitable. And when it becomes profitable, it is more than just a hobby at that point. It acts as job security, and job security gives you options that you maybe didn't have otherwise. And there's so much freedom to be in that place. With multiple income streams, you're able to take more risks in your, if you have a regular job, because that side hustle is acting as a sort of confidence booster. So then that's really fun to think about, because what sort of risks would you be willing to take? Would you be unafraid to take if you did have a little extra cash in the bank, right? So that can be a really fun place to be, fun place to brainstorm and be thinking about. So side hustles are really just kind of the way of the world nowadays. If we're all being honest, most people don't really want to be entrepreneurs and to put in that work to be an entrepreneur. They just want or need a little extra money. So in another 2017 article in CBC, the headline of the article was, "The Millennial Side Hustle, Not Stable Job is the New Reality for University Graduates." So basically, the article talked about how recent graduates are finding themselves in a position where they're unable to land a full-time job after graduating, after earning their degree. So these recent grads are turning to side hustles as a way to make ends meet and to get through. However, this millennial side hustle or gig economy is clearly not a stable option, and it doesn't provide you with a safety net So this is not really a solid, sustainable, long-term plan. And another tough piece of this complex issue is that so many employers are wanting to hire individuals who have field experience, not just a degree. And so then begs the question, well, how am I supposed to get a job? Because I need experience to get the job, but I don't have the experience yet, but no one will hire me. And so round and round we go. What can we do? Well, a side hustle can be beneficial in this instance as well. What you can do is strategically leverage your side hustle to create, essentially out of thin air, freelance experience that you can use to land those jobs because you have experience now. Or you can choose to go ahead and launch your own business, your own career in that way. Because here's the deal, we don't want you to be without a safety net, and nor do we want you to invest tens of thousands of dollars into an education or into earning an education that may or may not guarantee you a full-time job after you graduate. We are pro side hustles that move the needle on your long-term goals and that give you the freedom to build a life that you love and is meaningful for you. So ultimately, side hustles make sense for a lot of different reasons. You can do them from home. They teach you how to make money so you aren't dependent on any one single employer. They can be a lucrative source of income if that's what you're looking for, and they can grant you more freedom in your regular 9-to-5 career. So when you're strategic with your side hustle, whether that's due to necessity or just intrinsic motivation, you can make steps towards achieving your dream lifestyle. And that is what we're all about. We're all about supporting you in that. So ultimately, what do you want your lifestyle to look like? Can a side hustle bolster that vision? And I said this once already earlier in the video, but you are chock full of talents and skills and gifts that are unique and special to you, and the world needs those, and we really want you to share them. So think about that and what you can offer, and then I would encourage you to go do it, to share that with us. We're here to help each other, we're here to encourage, and I think that's a really great and wonderful thing. So if you are interested in pursuing grant writing as a side hustle, you can take online courses, and that will save you a ton of time, energy, and money in the long run. We actually have a blog post linked below that covers a review of all the most popular online courses to learn grant writing that are available right now. So I would encourage you to check that out if you're interested in grant writing at all. And thanks so much for watching.